It's Kari Mathews of Prairie Quilting. Today we're starting our Land That I Love Block of the Month. It's a quilt along and it's celebrating the 250th birthday of America. So I'm really excited that you can join me. Today we're working on the first block, this kind of setting block right here, and it kind of forms a diagonal line that runs through the quilt. So the pattern's available through my website, prairiequilting.com. So grab a pattern and join the fun. And the fabrics I used for this, I went scrappy. So I used all Intertex, but I used Liberty Whites, and that's the background. There's a couple different ones there. And that, and also Celebrate the USA by Canvas Studio. And that's the fireworks and the star prints here. We got some star prints. And then I used Red, White, and Sweet by Nicole DeCamp. And there's this dark blue plaid, and then also the gingham and another star print here too. And then one more, we got American Valor by Cheryl Haynes. And that is this fun red tonal print here in the border. So gather your fabrics and let's get started. But first we have a question. We're going to do a question each time that I would love to see your answers to in the comments, either here or post it on Instagram, the hashtag Land That I Love QAL along with your block. That would be great. I'd love to see them. So the first question is 4th of July tradition. So what's your favorite 4th of July tradition? Mine is when my kids were younger, my husband and I, we would go out to some friends' house, and where we lived, we're not supposed to do fireworks. So, but they lived where you could. So it was really fun. And the school nearby them had a big fireworks show that you could see from their house. So we would bring our chairs and some snacks, and the kids we'd all sit and watch fireworks with their kids. And there was a group of us. So we all had kids close to the same age. And it was just a real fun time with friends and having fun hanging out. So I'd love to hear your favorite memory. Let's get started. Okay, for our 25 patch block, we are going to be making a lot of strip sets. Okay, so first we're going to start with this fun red gingham and this white star print. Okay. I don't know what it is, but if it's the hum of the machine or whatever, but this just takes my stress away. Okay, so now we're going to add this really pretty, it's like a firework blueprint here. Now I'm going to add this light blue star. Okay, and we have added now a tonal star print, white on white here for the last strip. All right, we're coming to the end, and we are going to go ahead and make 2 of these strip sets so that we can cut everything out. Okay, for our next strip set, see this whole block is just a whole bunch of strip sets. Okay, so we have a the white star tonal and then this firework blue print again. Okay. Okay, so our last one for this strip set, we're going to put that light blue star on the other side of this fireworks here. For our next strip set, we are going to do a red gingham and a white star. Okay, and this one is a different size from the other red gingham. Okay, and for the last part of this strip set, we're going to add that pretty blue. All right, for this strip set, we're doing the white star and the red gingham. Okay, and here we are for our last strip on the strip set. We've got a white star, a gingham, and then the pretty white star again. Okay, to press the first strip set here, I have it laid out and I'm kind of just gently pulling it like toward the edges to just straighten out those seams, okay? And I generally press all at one time, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and go toward the outer, the larger strips and this inner blue. And I like to just go ahead and do this. So I press it and I'm kind of I'm trying to keep it all straight. So I don't want to do a lot of sideways, ironing. I want to actually just press it, okay? And then when I turn it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure those seams are opened, but I'm going to do that very carefully so I don't stretch this out of shape, okay? I don't want to stretch my strip set into a wonky strip. Okay, for the second strip set here, I'm going to go toward the dark, okay? And I'm just trying to keep the motion lengthwise. Okay, and then when I turn it, I'm going to go ahead and make sure the seams are open gently, okay? Okay, for the third strip set, here we go. We're gonna go toward the dark, so I'm gonna go away from that center strip there, okay? And we're just keeping it going forward. Turn it over and gently make sure the seams are opened, okay? Okay, and our last strip set is we're going toward the gingham on this one, okay? This is the one where we only have one of these. All right, so now we have a whole bunch of strip sets. We have 2 of this kind, okay? This is the one with the 5 strips. We have 2 of this, okay? We have 2 of this strip set, and we have 1 of this. All right, let's put them together in a block. Okay, and now we are going to go ahead and cut our strip sets into units. And these strip sets are not all cut the same width, so the directions are all in the pattern, the widths and things. All right, and to go ahead and give myself a clean cut, I'm gonna line it up, and I'm gonna line up the strip set on any line. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to go ahead and just trim all those selvages off, okay? All right, all right, and I gave myself a clean cut again. I lined it up on any line, and then just trimmed it off so they're all nice and even, okay? And we'll cut our units. All right, I gave myself a clean cut here. I lined it up with any line on the mat here, and now we're gonna go ahead and cut our sections. And for each of these blocks, we need 2 of these sections. Okay, you'll go ahead and cut all of the units you need. Okay, so now we're going to be making, there's a 9 patch in the center here. So let's go ahead and make that. We have our rows that we cut from our strip set. So we're just going to nest our seams here. And you can feel those with your fingers. All right, and we'll add that last row and nest our seams again. Okay, and I'm going to press out away from that center strip there. Okay, so here's our 9 patch, and then we are going to be adding, these are the same strip set, we just turned one, okay? So that we've got, these stripes are going diagonally like that, okay? So let's go ahead and connect up one of the sides, and I nested the seams. So we're gonna go ahead and put a pin. Okay, and then go to the other seam, nest those. Okay, and let's sew. All right, and let's go ahead and pin the other side. I love patriotic quilts. They're just so fun. And this one reminds me of like a small town parade. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and go toward the 9 patch, okay? Okay, so here's our section we just sewed, and then we have 2 of these strips, okay, from the first strip set, and we're gonna just go ahead and put those on, and we're gonna turn this one 180, and there we go. There's our diagonal lines. Okay, so let's go ahead and pin one of these. This one. Okay, let's go ahead and sew. Okay, and we're gonna put our last row on. So we're gonna nest those seams again. I just love all the fun patriotic fabrics in this quilt, and the more the better. I used several lines because I love the scrappy look. And there's lots of stars, and we're kind of making our own little stripes here with the diagonal lines. All right, and we can press either way. I'm gonna go toward the edge on both of these. So kind of out that way and toward the edge. I like to use steam when I press. I feel like it just helps it set. All right, and here's our 25 patch block. All right, we finished our block. I hope you had fun, and don't forget to subscribe so you can get the rest of the videos in your feed. And don't forget to post the answer to your question either at the hashtag #LandThatILoveQAL with your block. I'd love to see that, and then or here in the comments. So hope to see you soon for the next one. Take care.